Something tells me today will be a good day. The Toyota Supra, a Japanese icon that actually started life as a top-tier Celica. It was only in 1986 when the Supra became a separate model with the A70, which was then replaced by the legendary A80, made even more popular with its 2JZ engine and unforgettable stint in The Fast and the Furious. And it took decades for the 5th generation model to arrive. But was it worth the wait? And what did we get? Well, to some, particularly die-hard Supra enthusiasts, it wasn't worth the wait, because what we got was a BMW and a Toyota suit. But personally, I don't think that's such a bad thing, because a Toyota with the heart and soul of a BMW may be a hard pill to swallow for some, but let's look at this objectively. Because what we have here is still all the basic ingredients of a Toyota Supra. 2 doors, rear-wheel drive, 6 cylinders. Now, it may not have a manual transmission, but this 8-speed automatic is still a joy to drive. Now, it's not as quick to shift as a DCT, but it does a really decent job in putting the power down. And speaking of power, what we have here is a 3-liter twin-scroll turbo inline 6 that pumps out 335 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. And the best part about that is that peak torque comes in early on the rev range, and peak horsepower comes in at the top of the rev range. So what that means is that it's quick to launch off the line, and the power doesn't taper off as you get closer to the red line. Wow. And then there's the steering. It's nicely weighted and extremely sharp. So you can make abrupt changes to your direction with the flick of a wheel. This is a sports car in every sense of the word. 0 to 100 takes only a little over 4 seconds. And that may not be the fastest, but what really matters is the sensation you feel each time you put your foot down. When the engineers that designed this car, I really don't think they had lap times in mind. I think they were more concerned with the smile they put on the face of the driver. And you can't see that now, but it's right there. But despite being a sports car, it still feels extremely civilized to drive, especially when you're driving it normally. It's actually quite easy to drive. And the ride is pretty smooth. It's not jarring. Now, visibility could be a little bit better, but cars like this come with a certain degree of immunity, so you can expect other cars to keep their distance from you. Besides, this thing was made for the open road. Man, I wish I wasn't in the city right now. You also get some creature comforts, such as power seats, a 12-speaker JBL sound system, and a fair amount of trunk space, just enough for a weekend getaway. The interior is unmistakably BMW, from the gear selector to the iDrive system and infotainment screen. In fact, only the instrument cluster looks like a departure from a BMW's interior. When it comes to the exterior, there are basically 2 camps. Those who drool over this and those who don't quite like it. Personally, I don't think it looks too bad, although looks-wise, my favorite Supra remains to be the A70. I guess I appreciate its subtlety, and I'm not really a big fan of fake air vents. We can dwell or even sour grape about this car having German DNA, but at the end of the day, there's no denying that this is a remarkable sports car. Although my test drive was rather quick, I could already tell that the Supra is a playful car. Playful, but not annoyingly so. Its rear end always felt like it wanted to break traction. But it isn't a case of snap oversteer. It actually is very predictable, even when it wants to go sideways. Given a track or any open road, I can only think of a few more things that will be just as fun as being behind the wheel of the Toyota Supra.